in this episode of Highlight Sundays, a work-related episode. Hello and welcome back to Highlight Sundays. It is the 32nd week of 2014 and here are your highlights. Now before we actually plunge into the work-related stuff, let us start off with our PSA of the week. This one comes from Malwarebytes Unpacked and is entitled Fake Easy Pass Mails Still in Circulation. This particular malware spreads by email. Basically, you receive an email that looks really official. It tells you that you used the toll road without paying, and basically it contains some details in an attachment. Now the way this attachment works is pretty interesting. It actually looks like a Word document. In particular, the thumbnail actually has a thumbnail of a Word document, but if you actually look at the extension of that file, you realize it is a .exe. In other words, an executable file capable of possibly installing bad stuff on your computer. However, if you don't have file extensions enabled, you wouldn't know this. You would just open the file and as a result, get infected. So let's break down the nature of this particular exploit. You realize that every single step of the way, really they aren't doing anything technically interesting to actually put malware on your computer. Instead, it is one social engineering technique after another. If you're not aware of the possibility that this could be a scam, the email itself scares you into thinking, oh, I've done something wrong. And that will lead you to actually downloading the file. And then, when you see the file on your desktop, hey, it looks like a Word document, and as a result, you open the file, and well, you get infected. In other words, every single step of the way, well, you got yourself infected because every action is voluntary on your part. That's why it's very important to have an understanding of how, well, emails could possibly deliver malware to your computer. It is important to be able to spot social engineering attempts like this one, and of course, to be on your guard. To not readily download any attachments from any old email, and even more importantly, to not open them. The reason why I'm bringing up this particular case and talking so much about it is because it can be easily prevented with just a little bit of understanding. So hopefully you take away this message from this particular segment. So let us now move on to our work-related stuff. Now, business cards are something that have existed for a very long time. And even in a technological age, it doesn't seem like, a whole lot of innovation has happened to the concept, which is why this particular article from Gizmodo, well, looks really interesting to me. This article is entitled, A Transforming USB Business Card That Shares More Than Just Your Name. Now, first and foremost, this product looks really cool. In fact, it looks like a normal business card, but if you fold it, basically you reveal USB contacts, which you can then use to connect the card to your computer. In a working world that has become increasingly tech, this is actually extremely useful for you to share your portfolio. Chances are, as long as you're doing anything media related, from video to photography to anything audio related, you should be able to get some of your work known in this manner. Now this project is actually undergoing crowdfunding on Kickstarter, and their goal is $10,000, which actually seems pretty attainable. You can even pre-order a set of 200 of such cards if you donate $259. And if you want to fully customize the look of the card, you have to donate up to $420. And that puts each card at slightly above $2 in price. Definitely not the cheapest deal out there just yet, but a very interesting concept nonetheless, and hopefully when these guys actually push this into mass production, that the price can actually get lower. Alright, let us move on to another work tip from Mashable. This one is entitled, How to Answer Your Most Confusing Emails. So here's the deal. Basically, if you're working in pretty much any kind of field, chances are you'll receive emails from time to time that, need your help. However, sometimes people don't word their mails very well. Perhaps their intention isn't very clear, or other things are vague, like perhaps you don't even know who they are. This article actually gives very good insightful tips on how you can deal with some of these emails. Whether the writer of the email gives you too much or too little information, this article actually gives you some way to sift through everything that is there and either clarify by asking for more information or actually to ask the sender to sift out the most important details for you. Very useful, very diplomatic kind of solutions. So yeah, I definitely recommend you check out this article from Mashable. And right before we wrap up this episode, let us move on to take a look at our recommendation of the week. Now, this is actually a flowchart and it comes from thevisualcommunicationguide.com and is entitled, "Can I Use That Picture? The Terms, Laws and Ethics of Using Copyrighted Images." This is extremely useful. Chances are this will apply to you for school, for work, basically for anything that you're going to create that involves getting images from external sources. Essentially, this flowchart asks you a series of questions, and depending on how you answer them, it will actually tell you whether it's a good idea or a bad idea to use a particular picture. Definitely a very good read, especially if you're doing something like I am doing, because of course, the legal considerations are always there. I highly recommend you check it out. It's very applicable in a lot of places. Alright, that's it. That pretty much wraps it up for this episode of Highlight Sundays. Well, the coming week I'm going back to school, and well, my video schedule has changed up very slightly. As I've mentioned before, basically Logic Components now goes to Wednesday, and we will not have random videos until the series is complete. Highlight Sundays and Friday minis will still be released as normal, and what that means is you will still get your 3 videos a week. Oh yeah, one more thing I should mention, I've also re-recorded my outro clip, you know, the one where I did the whole blue screen thing. However, you know the way I do things, a lot of my episodes are actually shot in advance, and in fact, for any show other than Highlight Sundays, I basically have it all backlogged until September. So what that means is for those shows, you will not see the new outro just yet, but at the end of this episode, you'll be able to see the new outro. It's not perfect, honestly I chroma keyed through my shirt and that's not very nice, but pretend you don't see that. Anyway, that's it. That basically wraps it up for this episode of Highlight Sundays. Thank you so much for watching. Prepare for the new outro. You're watching 0612 TV. Hello! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget I appreciate every like, favorite and comment you give me. If you'd like to see more from me in the future, don't forget to subscribe. For more updates outside of YouTube, do follow my official Twitter account at 0612TV. And if you'd like to see more of my work, you can also check out my About Me page. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612TV.